Thanks for the support as a channel member, Dave Beasley. Oh, so much to address in this intro. Firstly, yes, I know Schalke's been taken out of the little intro video. There's only 4 slots in it. Who would you have taken out? Secondly, as you can see, the Real Madrid shirt has arrived and looks pretty snazzy, as does the training shirt. Thirdly, yes, I've had a haircut. Yes, I look sexy. And fourth, thumb holes are back! Hello, welcome to Club 5, Part 5 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have an important Champions League game, a potential Champions League qualifying for the next round situation away against Anderlecht, and then a game against Real Sociedad in La Liga. Since you were last with me, as you can see, we are... I tell you what, these thumbnails hurt. I like the idea of thumbnails, but I think my arms are just too long for thumbnails to be a realistic thing for me. We need extra long arms in these thumbnail things. It feels like my thumbs are being dislocated. But as you can see, we are doing all right all of a sudden. I mean, it does help. We mentioned earlier that we got our run of really tough games really early on, and we've had a nice little run of relatively easy games. I guess the most challenging of which was likely to be Atalanta in the Champions League, but we did manage to defeat them after losing at their place in the last episode. So it means our Champions League group looks like this. If we beat Anderlecht in this match, we will be through with a game to spare. We probably won't top the group. I don't really care. As we showed last year with Norwich, topping the group doesn't necessarily mean you get an easier draw in the next round. And La Liga's table does look, I mean, it's been generous to us. After that start that we had, we have recovered nicely. We're up to 3rd in the league, only 3 points off the top of the table, 2 points behind Barcelona, and things are starting to shape up into a top 4. I'm a little bit surprised Sevilla are not in that top 4, but otherwise it looks pretty much as expected. You can see Vinicius Jr. is amongst the top scorers in the division. Talking of the top scorers in the division, I know we've looked at Juan Jesus. I don't know. Do I look Spanish to you? We've looked at him before. He is the closest I've ever seen to a Jamie Vardy story in Football Manager. It happens so rarely, but he starts out at Granada, doesn't make the grade. Oh, I was going to say doesn't make the grade there. Actually, that's not fair because presumably that's Granada's B team, where he's scoring a few goals for them, goes to Benfica. I mean, I say it's the closest to Jamie Vardy's story. His equivalent of Fleetwood is Benfica. So it's not quite on the same level, but he's never actually getting into the Benfica team. He's playing for the Granada B team, the Benfica green team, B team. He then goes to Albacete. Do I look Spanish to you? In the 2nd division here in Spain, and then at the age of 22, 23, gets the move to Almeria for £6.5 million and immediately becomes one of La Liga's most consistent goal scorers. He's now valued at £130 million and wanted by Paris Saint-Germain. Still not made his Spain debut. I turned my nose up at him at the summer because I'd rather have Delgado, but it is a nice little story. A less nice story is this guy, Adolfo Merchan, who is a goalkeeper who Atletico Madrid signed in the summer for £5.5 million. And he's now the best goalkeeper in the league, according to the Media Dream 11. So that one stings a little, bearing in mind the goalkeeper we signed. Ours will be better long term, and obviously a 25-year-old doesn't meet the criteria the board set me, and I'm trying to be a good boy, but that did sting a little when I was looking through this, seeing who we had in the Dream 11 still. But enough of all that. The priority for today is getting through our Champions League group with a game to spare. We're away against Anderlecht, and this is the team that we are sending off to Belgium. We've got Canizares in goal, a back four of Marina, Mikhailov, Etundi and Rafalski. On the subject of Marina, he's actually starting to perform better and better playing at left back. He's having to do it a little bit more often because of all the suspensions to Mikotadze. As you can see, suspended for the Champions League now. It wasn't a 3rd red card, just an accumulation of yellows, but the man is a maniac. And we have actually called up a left back from the under-19s. We had an English left back called Fred Garrett, and I love the idea of us having a homegrown player called Fred Garrett. So I've brought him up into the first team squad. He's realistically never going to be good enough, but it's an extra left back to have knocking around. So Fred Garrett is now in the first team squad, one of many youngsters that we've got involved hovering around the place now. We then got Sole at the base of the midfield, who I am very much coming around to the idea of. I wish he was 5 years younger. I am enjoying his work. And then Carrera and Vitor in midfield, Bell in behind Koulibaly and Vinicius junior. We want to qualify today so we can give Vinicius a rest, because he has played, I think he's started every match of the season so far as a man who turns 36 during the season. So we do need to be careful not to overuse him. But then I look at Atalanta, whose star player is Julian Alvarez, 3 years after we moved him on from Norwich because he was too old. I think back to Tammy Abraham. I think back to Romelu Lukaku. There's so many examples in this save of strikers in particular still being at the very, very top level, 36, 37, 38 years old. So Vinicius potentially has another year or two in him yet as a real top-level player, especially as he's reinvented himself late on in his career as a centre-forward, and is in with a chance of being the top scorer in the league this year, especially if Jesus is off to Spain in January, which we all hope he is. Off to France, sorry, not Spain. Koulibaly winning the ball back. They've tried to trip him there, but not get away with it. And Koulibaly is in a crossing position, but there's no one to cross to. Marina offers him the pass, and now Sole to Carrera, who shoots from range. And Felipe Carrera, our captain, who rarely starts, has shown us why. I think he's just our captain by default of being the player who's been here. I was going to say longest, but obviously Vinicius has been here from the start of the save. But he came through the youth team. He is only 25. But he is a homegrown boy at the club, and that is a lovely goal from him. 1-0 to us after what, 5 minutes of the game, and that puts us in a very, very strong position when it comes to qualification from this group. I think Vinicius has been fouled there. In fact, forget that. I know he's been fouled. I think the question is whether or not it's inside or outside of the penalty area. The ref is consulting the man in his ear now, and unfortunately, not a penalty, but we are going to get a free kick from a dangerous-looking situation. I don't know who that is who's going to be taking it. It's Koulibaly to take it, and he's going to cross to that far post, and it's bobbling around in the area. Someone needs to just put their foot through it. Unfortunately, nobody does, and it comes all the way back to Rafalski. I am starting to get the feel that things are starting to come together at this Real Madrid side, which is nice. We've hit the crossbar there from Mikhailov. The new boys who've come in are starting to settle down. Apparently, we haven't brought any away fans, which is interesting. They've just got an entirely empty corner there, which is really weird. Why would we not bring any away fans at all? Unless that's just happens to be empty and our away fans are somewhere else in the ground. Otherwise, that is really odd. But we have absolutely dominated proceedings in this match so far. As, like I said, I'm starting to come around to the idea of some of the players who I'd maybe written off, get used to how certain players play. I'm enjoying Sole more. I'm enjoying Carrera more. I'm even making my peace with the fullbacks, who I was pretty cross with earlier on in the season. And we are starting to put together some good performances. I still think we're a long way away from being as good as that Norwich team that we left behind. And on that basis, I think we're a long way from being good enough to win the Champions League. Winning La Liga, who knows? They finished second last year without me. And, you know, I am pretty special, so maybe we'll win the league this year. But I still think a 3-year project for winning the Champions League is realistic if we can bring the right players in this summer. Rafalski with the cross, and from range, Marina, who's brought in as a centre-back. He is a left footer. He's not particularly comfortable playing at left back still, but he'll have a shot. He'll have a go. He'll give it a try. And I'm getting more and more tempted as time goes on just to throw our young goalkeeper in, because Canizares is just, I don't really know what he's there for. My concern, the reason I'm not doing it, that young keeper we spent all that money on, he is only 20. It is very, very young to be throwing a goalkeeper in particular into a team like Real Madrid. And I don't want to ruin him by overexposing him. But at the same time, we may as well just play him at this state. I mean, I refer it to the Twitch save with Leamington, which, of course, you can watch the highlights on LOLLUJO 2 a couple of days after every stream. We've got a goalkeeper there, Tom Wooster, I think, is from Manchester United in real life, who signed for us at 18 years old, came straight in as first-choice goalkeeper, was terrible, and we ended up dropping him after 8 or 10 games, and he didn't get back in the team for a year and a half. But when he got back in the team, he was incredible. He just needed that time out of the side, and he's now been, every promotion we've had in that save, he's been considered the best goalkeeper in the league we've gone into. So he's been the best keeper in the National League, League 2 and League 1 now. So he is obviously very good, but we tried to use him a little bit too early and it did backfire down in non-league. So I've kind of got that in the back of my mind with this goalkeeper. I know he's going to be good, but I don't want to go through that spell of him being rubbish and everyone getting on his back, and then it'll be very sad. Mansour on for Vinicius, rest him up a little bit. I'm so tempted to bring Silva on and just have a little look at him in the Champions League, but I think that's probably asking for trouble. We don't have a left back on them. We should have had Fred on the bench to come on and make his debut. I guess Morales can come on. It is the Champions League. You know what? Let's try the youngsters. Morales, and we will bring on Thomas Silva for his debut because I just think he's going to be really, really, really good. So let's give him the opportunity to start proving that immediately. He gets 20 minutes at the end of a group game in the Champions League that we've pretty much already got wrapped up. It looks like Atalanta are losing to Slavia Prague, which is very interesting and actually opens the door up for us to win the group with a victory over Prague in the final match, which is certainly not a situation I expected us to be heading towards. We've won a penalty here, which is, I mean, the ref's going to double check it again, but this is our second penalty shout of the match. We should get this one awarded just because we keep falling over. We don't like falling over. We have had this one awarded, and it's going to be, who is that to take? Number 6. Who is the number 6? Mansour, who's just come off the bench to play up front. Of course, number 6 is going to be our striker. Why wouldn't he be? The squad numbering here, it's like I did it. But a lot of this was like this before I even arrived. Who in their right mind gives him the number 6 as a striker or winger? Very, very troubling. But, you know, I've had some iffy squad numbering of myself over the years. One thing that's not iffy is that Silva already wears the number 1 shirt. So I'm already sending that message of this guy is my goalkeeper. And I would love to see him in action, but Anderlecht not looking like creating very much because we are just swarming all over them. Although they look like they might be able to get a chance going here. And that's why you don't play the young goalkeeper straight away. Oh, dear. Oh, dear me. This is what I mean, though. This is why we're not going to get him in immediately, because you see too much of this and you lot will get on his back. And then I'll never be able to give him a fair chance without getting it in the neck from the comment section. So it's best to keep him hidden until I know he's ready. Play him in a few off-camera matches. It's you lot I'm protecting him from. He's 6'3" and somehow managed to get lobbed from inside the penalty area. I mean, I did A-level physics. I'm not entirely sure what I've just described is possible. We've just witnessed it. Carrera trying to slot Mansour in but can't. And now Anderlecht, knowing that if they shoot, they'll score, are coming at us again. And oh my word. Yeah. We'll give this guy a little bit more protection for now, I think. Slavia Prague 2-0 up over Atalanta means we just need to beat Prague in the last game. And after a shaky start, we end up topping the group. But of course, that shaky start was a draw away against Slavia Prague, who do seem like they're putting up a little bit of a fight against the bigger boys of the group, which it's not the way these things are supposed to go. Right, let's go and play a game in La Liga. We've qualified for the knockout round. That's the important thing. And Thomas Silva has made his debut, and he's now only got 4-star potential. See, one debut, and we've ruined him already. Folks, I just want to take a second to thank this episode's sponsor, NordVPN. And I don't just want to thank them for sponsoring the episode, but also for making sure that I never miss a Peterborough United match, which has been really great this season. Really thank you, NordVPN. But the way they make sure I never miss a match is because using NordVPN allows me to change the location of my computer to anywhere else in the world at just one click. So I can click, I don't know, in New York. Let's watch the football from New York today. And as soon as I've changed my location to outside of the UK, the broadcast restriction that stops them showing the matches on a Saturday afternoon here disappears. So all of these services that clubs have where they stream their matches to overseas fans on a Saturday afternoon or any other time matches are on, they suddenly become available. So I'm able to subscribe to my club's online service and watch their matches uninterrupted. And it's great. It really is. Results aside, it's great. And it's also great for allowing you to buy games in countries where you wouldn't necessarily be able to access that game. There are countries throughout the world where you can't buy Football Manager. It is literally just a case of changing your location, using NordVPN to a country where you can buy the game, buying the game, downloading it. problem sorted. You've got access to this game you couldn't previously access before. And on top of all of that, it just protects your data when you're out and about as well. You can have it on multiple devices. You can have it on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, even your smart TV, and it is going to protect and encrypt all of your data, as well as giving you access to all of those goodies that I just talked about. And I've got an exclusive price for you. If you use the link down in the description below, you get a special discounted deal. Plus, it's completely risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. NordVPN have been a long-time supporter of the channel, both here and over on Twitch, so I really do appreciate you supporting my work and supporting NordVPN by signing up, using the link in the description below. And like I say, it's not just me you're helping out. There's massive upside for you as well. So that link is nordvpn.com/LOLLUJOVPN. Get on it now. Right, couple of changes from the Champions League game. Rafalski was tired and we've sent him away on a little holiday. Atundi not fully fit, Vitor not fully fit, Marina not fully fit. You get the idea. Games come thick and fast. So Canizares stays in goal. Probably for the best for now. Mikotadze back in at left back. Roa Mikhailov and Sekon make up the rest of the back. I've got to sell him because I can't say his name and it upsets me. Sole, Bell, Carrera, put them the other two, those that way around. And Koulibaly actually playing in midfield, and Mansur comes in to play alongside Vinicius Jr. up front. There was one other piece of news since the last episode. Sheldrup has come to me and requested a transfer, which is fine by me. He's on £375,000 a week at 31 years old. If he can find someone who'll take him, we will accept anything. To be honest, with that kind of salary, I'd let him go on a free transfer if someone's paying all of his wages. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out, but he is unhappy with his lack of game time. Probably in the same way that I'm unhappy with his being any good at football. So it works out for the best. Neither of us like each other, and now he's decided he wants to leave. Mikotadze with the cross. Koulibaly bursting forward from midfield. Isn't able to apply the finish. It remains 0-0. Real Sociedad are down in 8th place. They've been in and around the Europa League spots for most of the season. They're a team who are probably going to be looking to finish in the top 6 or 7 in this league. So we can't take them lightly. We are still not great away from home. We're still learning how to be good away from home. I think probably it's just, that's terrible goalkeeping, and somehow Bell was not able to capitalise. I think my team are sympathetic towards my adaptability, and as much as I struggle in foreign countries, they struggle if they get too far away from Madrid. And I think that's probably the situation that we're in at the moment. But despite all of that, and despite those heavy defeats we've had on the road against the better teams in the division, a win here and other results going our way, and we could end the episode top of La Liga, which I certainly didn't expect a day or two ago to be able to say that. That being said, we have just conceded a goal. The referee hopefully is going to disallow it. The guy looked offside, and if I think he looks offside, as far as I'm concerned, it should be given as an offside. It's been given as a goal. The referees are against us. This is hideous, absolutely hideous. And now we're starting with a weird free kick in a weird position, and the sentence was going to end. There's only one reason that we start a highlight with a weird free kick in a weird position, and I wasn't even able to get it out before the stupid thing happened. What on earth was he thinking there? And all of a sudden, 2-0 down against a team we should be better than, and once again, our inability to do anything any good on our travels just... Oh, it makes me cross. Bell to Vinicius, playing it into Mansur. That should have been a goal. We need a striker. If anyone can give me a striker, what do I have to do to get Sergio Delgado or Pedro Luis? Will take him. Even Sione from Norwich. I think at this point, we've just had the top 50 players in the world announced, and once again, Sione's in the top 30. Pedro Luis nowhere to be seen. Delgado finished second behind Mbappe. So I'd take Sione. We never gave him a fair crack of the whip at Norwich because we had 2 world-class players ahead of him. But I think if he came into Real Madrid, if we can get him for a reasonable price, I think he comes in as our main starting striker and probably becomes a superstar. But I imagine we're not going to be in a position to be able to even afford him. Right. We're going to attack him. We're going to change these things around a little bit. Partly, actually, we'll leave him on defend. I want to get Koulibaly involved deeper, and I want Bell running beyond Koulibaly. So we're going to try and do that and see if just playing him a little bit deeper and starting the playmaking a little bit further back, similar to what we were doing at Norwich, let's see if that allows us to get a little bit more in the way of chances. We've only had 7 shots in this game. Our XG is dead level with theirs, but they've scored 2 goals. I mean, it's like they've got a striker and we haven't. It's very upsetting. I think we're going to have to go to the 4-3-3 in a minute. Unless we score here, we're switching to... Oh, see, that's such a huge chance for Vinicius. He has got to score there. Right. Let's try this then. I've not tried this at any point. But let's give this a bash and see how it works out. Yeah, we'll try that. Bell's going to have to come off. Vitor can come on for him. And just have Koulibaly dropping in there and these two trying to get a little bit more space by coming in off the wings and maybe causing problems that way. I've never played with a false 9 up front on their own before, I don't think. Sheldrop's going to have to come on and do the job because Koulibaly is tired. Sole can come off for Atundi, who is also tired. Can Sheldrop even play that role? That's the role he wants to play. Well, there you go. Let's see if he's any good at it. Oh, dear me. Oh, dearie me. Right, Sheldrop with the corner, looking for the far post. Atundi nods it down to Vitor. Back to Atundi. Vinicius. Oh, he's had the chances to get us level in this game. We've been, once again, we've been the better team. We're just very frustrating. And I don't know why we're so good at home and so bad away from home. I've never known anything like it. But once again, it seems that we are just throwing points away that we don't need to throw away. We should have got something out of that game. Realistically, based on how the game actually went, we should have won it. Never mind got something out of it. It looks like the teams around us are being just as bottly as we are. Barcelona, oh, in fact, they played each other and they drew 0-0. So it's not actually done too much damage for a team that aren't really trying to win La Liga this year. We're just trying to get into the Champions League. So I guess on that basis, things are still going well. But, oh, it's frustrating. Right, I think what we're going to do from here, you don't need to see us play Slavia Prague. We will go forward to, I don't think we need to see the Super Copper either. We'll probably go all the way forward to the end of the January transfer window and Atletico, because we haven't seen Atletico yet. I think that's a big game. So I think we'll go forward to that for tomorrow. If there's any January transfers, you'll see them in that episode as well. And then we'll see how things are shaping up for the second half of the season. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.